Times in a row now.
Yeah. What's up, finishers? Welcome to the podcast Postgame presented by Alphas Appliance Solutions. Jeremy and Adam here with Coach MacDougall after a 7-2 victory. I guess just a good game against Halifax. What do you think of the pace? I think started well, I would say. Second period, little all right, and then took over in the third.
Yeah, you're pretty good. We had lots of energy in the first. Maybe it could have been a little simpler, but found a way to get a score first and get a lead. Second one, probably not as much as you would like, but sometimes that's come. But I thought a really solid third for us.
Always a special night. Last home game of the regular season, honoring the 20-year-olds. Exactly how much has Dylan Gill, Marcus Vidicek, Matthews Rousseau meant to the team?
Yeah, they've been top quality contributions. First of all, as people, we're fortunate to get Vidi. One of the first, I guess, probably acquisitions from our GM, and we're fortunate that Taylor had him as an agent, represented him, for quite a few years, and has a great relationship with the Mooseheads and Cam and him. So obviously they're at a different stage, so it worked out for both teams, and he's continued to get better each week, each month. I think he had a great start. When you look at his points, I think it's two-way points because penalty kill always been a big part of our success, and then he's a key part of that. So I don't know how many goals he got, maybe 30 goals, but he's probably saved 20. So he's probably a 50-goal scorer. And I think another step in his development was when we selected him captain there. Just before, it was a key series for us, 3 games against Cape Breton, and you want to take your time anytime you take over a new team. You want to get to know, the players and the contributions. I think he's gone to another level since then, and I think we'll be even another level as we start, next week in game number 65. Gil, Gil's been, really good. And I think that's, persistence from the GM of staying with Tampa Bay. We probably didn't answer his phone calls for a while, but eventually they did. And, fortunately, he could work something out with Rwanda. And then, but he's on the ice, obviously, that's what people see, but he's made a big difference in our dressing room, just a top quality person. And when you come from the American Hockey League and, the standards where these guys all want to go, that's the next step in their development. So I think it's been really good continuing for our habits and the culture that we want to grow here. And then Roos has been, I think he's another guy that just continues to get better, and it's a different scenario where he's, getting 40 or 45 shots a game in Halifax, and probably didn't have as much time to work on some of the habits that they needed and that type of stuff. So I think Antoine Samuel's done a really, really good job. He's elite as far as goaltending development, and what he's done with the Roos and with Rudy Gamon is extraordinary for our team. And Roos is at the top of his game tonight. I made big saves tonight. The only 2 goals that went by were both tips. And, he's been there on the road trip. He had big games for us back-to-back in Sherbrooke, at a big game in Blainville. And it's nice to see that Russo chant on the road and even in the home game. And, both our goaltenders have been exceptional, which you need, for a high-performing team.
Obviously, one of the things that you said in one of our earlier interviews that's kind of stuck with me is the regular season is a laboratory. And you're always working on things so you're ready to go for the playoffs. I guess just how close are you in that science experiment in the laboratory, getting ready to where you want to be when the games start for real in about a week?
Yeah, I mean, if you checked our line combos tonight, probably be 30 plus. So we've experimented playing 7 defense and 11 forwards. Obviously the traditional is 12 forwards, 6D. We've used 7D and 11 forwards more than any time I've ever in my career. But Tampa Bay won a Stanley Cup championship doing it. Chicago's done it. So it's worked out well for us. We have 7 top-notch defense, and you can mix and match your forwards. We're fortunate tonight. I think tonight the depth showed. Sampson that was banged up the last game there. Scored her first for us. Binkley, I thought, had a really big game for us tonight. He scored her second. And Kluch has played, in her top 9. He's played on that energy line, and he had a beautiful goal tonight. So, I think that's a good sign going into the playoffs when you get contributions from throughout the lineup. I think a lot of points out tonight. Maybe the only guy without a point was Vidicek, and he's a top-notch guy for us. So I think it's, you get the D contributing, you get the forwards contributing, which will be important as we go here. got a big game tomorrow. Kind of pride in New Brunswick and Bathurst. It's our last home game in their arena, so we got to finish strong on the road. It's made a difference, our road record. So, and then you get a chance to you work 64 games to play 65.
Speaking of finishing strong, take it back about a month ago, the loss to Charlottetown. When you got back home from that trip, did you sit down in your office and say, if we win out, we'll set a franchise record for wins in a season?
No, I think then, it'd be nice to have those positive thoughts, but I think then I try to get back to Fredericton one day a week, and I think my son left 30 minutes before I did. And, I decided, when I went back, I passed him just after the bridges. So I probably wasn't a happy camper. And I think it was 2 games in the road. First half, we always find a way to win our last game on the road. So we usually have a day off after that. So a lot of pretty good trips to Fredericton. And we had lost out in Bathurst, a late goal, last-minute goal. And then, Charlottetown, I thought we had a really good effort. There was parts of our game that just needed to be better. But I think sometimes you have adversity, and sometimes you need adversity to grow. And it was a stepping stone. So I think it helped the team, helped a few players particularly.
I guess the last one for me, we haven't lost 2 in a row all season, and I guess when you're trying to get to the goal where you, the team, and the fans want to get to, that's going to be big in the playoffs. What has this team learned in being able to bounce back so quickly this season?
I hope your prediction comes true, But, I mean, the group has grown a lot. You try to, and, like I say, there's a solid, we have 10 guys or 11 guys back from last year's team, and, you got some experience. It wasn't what they wanted, how they finished last year in playoffs, so we get a second chance now, but I think it's a 4-letter word. It starts with G, ends with T, it has an RI in it, and grit, and really it's, as a person, it's a key part of any successful person. It doesn't matter whether they're a hockey player or athlete or a business person or a teacher, whatever it may be. It's key, and I think the group has grown their grit a lot this year, and we'll have to. I mean, as you move forward here, usually the gritty team finds a way to be successful, and we've got to continue to grow that part. But I think you could go through our lineup, and every player has got better at grittier efforts. I think some guts. Guys have played more courage. They've been resilient. You're going to have good shifts. You're going to have some shifts not so good, and they've been able to kind of go to the next shift. And initiative is a key part. And scoring first is a key part. They're taking that initiative. So we've done that. And you sum it up. Being tenacious is how we want to play. I think we talked about early. JGS were just getting started, and try to play that faster, and you've got to be tenacious to be able to play that.
Good. All right, sir. Won't take up too much time. Rest up for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thanks again for this.
And just thank you guys. The loyalty and the dedication for you guys is outstanding. You can see by the increase in fans at our games, and even people around Moncton. Our guys go to the supermarket, go to the restaurant. The people are getting on the bandwagon, which is tremendous. And it's a special time of year to be a Moncton Wildcat and a Moncton Wildcat fan. And we had the fan bus up to the Montreal trip. It was outstanding.
Tomorrow too. 2 buses tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I hear. So this is really good. The guys have a lot of pride in trying to be their best every time they come. And when you get people giving up their time and being really elite Moncton Wildcat fans, it just sends little chills through you, and we want to continue to add to the momentum as we grow here.
Perfect. Well, we're ready for a long run if you are. So thanks again.
Start to one.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Gardner.
Hey fans, did you just enjoy that video? Now you can get more of that with the Wildcats Podcast YouTube channel. Subscribe. You're going to get a podcast every Wednesday. You're going to get a post-game interview after each and every home game. Click that subscribe button. Click the little bell. Make sure you don't miss any content.